kiddos, hope everyone is doing fabulous today. Yesterday, Mr. Brzezinski, he introduced you a little bit to what topography is. So today we're going to go over some vocabulary that you're going to need to know to help you with our topography subject. So when we think about a topographer, there's a beautiful picture of him. He's surveying the land. He's looking at the land. A topographer is someone who studies the surface of our land. So we're trying to determine, does this land have a steep slope? Does it have a gradual slope? We're going to talk about what some of those words mean. So one really important vocabulary word, let me shrink myself here so you can see the whole screen, is elevation. So when we talk about topography, the word elevation means the height above a given level. So when we talk about elevation, it's the height above sea level. So if you look at this picture, Mount Everest is 8,848 meters above sea level. So it's almost, you're thinking about how tall it is, the elevation of the area. So how tall that area is what elevation. So the next is contour lines. Topographic maps use contour lines to help show you the elevation of an area and how steep or gradual the slope is. So contour lines, as defined, is lines that show elevation on a topographic map. It's all of these little lines. And what do those lines show you? So they can show you how steep a terrain is. So it says steep means sharply angled. When hiking trails that lead straight up a mountainside, you've got a steep terrain. You're going to know it's a steep terrain if the contour lines are really, really, really close together. So if you look at this picture here, the contour lines are really close together. And then at the side view, you can see that's a really, really steep mountainside. Over on that right side of that mountain, if you were climbing up this mountain, you would be rock climbing because it's so steep. So when the contour lines are close together, that means that the contour lines are close together. That means it is going to be very steep. A gradual slope, on the other hand, is when the contour lines are further apart. So notice right here, our contour lines are closer together, farther apart. So we're going to have a gradual slope. If you're going on a hike and it was just a gradual slope, you might not even break a sweat. You're going to be like, this is the easiest hike ever. And the last vocab word we're going to talk about is a peak. So a peak is the very top of the mountain, or the top of the gradual slope, the top of the highest elevation. So the point with the highest elevation is considered our peak. I like this picture a lot because the last circle on top is our peak. You can see that on the left side, the lines are really close together. The contour lines are close together, so we're going to have a really steep slope. On the right side, the contour lines are really far apart, so we would have a really gradual slope. So I want you to think about this. Say you were working on your muscles, your arm muscles and your leg muscles, and you were going to Red River Gorge and you were looking to have a really challenging hike today. You wanted to hike all the way to the peak or the top of the mountain that has the highest elevation. Do you think you should go to the side and you're looking at a topographic map? Should you go where the lines are close together, or should you go to the part where the contour lines are further apart? If you want a really challenging, hard hike, would you go where the lines are closer together or where they're further apart? Hopefully you said closer together, because the closer together those contour lines are, the steeper the slope. Whereas if you were just going for, if I was going to bring Charlie, my 1-year-old, and I wanted her to go on the hike with us, we might have to choose the gradual slope because it would be more challenging for her because she's little, of course. So we would want to go on that gradual slope so she could go on it. So we would be looking for contour lines that are really far apart. What I would like for you guys to do today for your Google question exit slope is I want you to define what makes a steep slope and what makes a gradual slope. So when answering this question, you could just say a steep slope means that the contour lines are really close together. But a gradual slope, as defined, could say the contour lines are further apart. All right, have a great afternoon. I hope you learned something about topography today.